Welcome to Chapter 13, Payroll Taxes and Payroll Records. Chapter 13, Essential Outcomes. You will prepare payroll accounting, taxes, and reports by A. Identifying accounting concepts and practices related to payroll accounting, taxes, and reports. B. Analyzing payroll transactions and recording a payroll. C. Journalizing employer payroll taxes. D. Preparing selected payroll tax reports. E. Paying and recording withholding and payroll taxes. F. Connecting key terms in the chapter with application. Before we start Chapter 13, we will do a short review over Chapter 12. In Chapter 12, we learned how to calculate our gross earnings, how to calculate our deductions for payroll, how to calculate our net pay, and then record this information into a payroll register. We also learned to prove the equality of the payroll register. We also learned how to write checks to a payroll account, pay the employees, and complete an employee earnings records. Question: does the payment of the payroll need to be recorded in the cash payments journal? (13-1) Accounting terminology. Payroll. Payroll is a term used for the payment of salaries to employees. The objective evidence for payroll is the payroll register and the check stub. Salary expense is an account used to record the employee's total earnings for the pay period. Individual deductions in payroll include federal employee income tax, FICA, and our other voluntary deductions. All of these individual deductions are considered liability accounts because eventually the employer is obligated to pay these individual deductions for the employee to the federal government. Cash. The account used to record the net pay. In other words, the actual amount paid to the employees. Cash would be credited. The total of all of our credits, that would be our cash account and our individual liability accounts, should equal the total in salary expense. The payroll register. In Chapter 12, we completed and proved the payroll register. However, we never entered these amounts into the general journal. We know that the payroll register is an objective evidence. We also wrote a check to our payroll account to cover the net pay for the employees. Now we must turn around and record the payroll into the general journal. So columns 3 through 8 and column 10 will be recorded or journalized into the cash payments journal. Why the cash payments journal is because our objective evidence is a check. Analyzing payment of a payroll. If we look at the T accounts, when we prepared our payroll register, we took out liabilities for income tax, Social Security, Medicare, health insurance, savings bonds, United Way, and we paid our employees the net pay, which would be our cash account. If we look at the T accounts, all of these payables plus cash are credited. When we add up all of our credits, they should equal a debit for salary expense. Remember, salary expense is our total or gross earnings. So on the payroll register, our total earnings should be equal to our salary expense. So add up the total credits and they should equal the total debit. Note, the most common mistake made is to forget to record the cash. Journalizing the payment of payroll. Whenever we talk about payroll, we are talking about our payroll register. So on December 15th, we paid cash for payroll for $4,609.46. If we go to the payroll register, we will find our salary expense, which is our total earnings. We will find our payable accounts, which are our credits. And then we will have our net pay, which is cash. So when we record these in our cash payments journal, we will write the date. We will write the title of the account debited, which is salary expense. Then we will record the check number. We will write the account amount that is to be debited, which is our total earnings. Then we will write out in our cash credit column the amount paid to employees, which is the total net pay. Then we will write the titles of the accounts to be credited. If you look at the example, employee income tax payable, Social Security tax payable, Medicare tax payable, health insurance premiums payable, U.S. savings bonds payable, and United Way donation payable are the account titles for our liability accounts. Then in the general credit column, we will list the amounts to be credited. So when we add up our two credits, columns 2 and column 5, they should equal column 1, the account that is debited for $5,711.40. Review. Whenever you see journalizing payment of a payroll, they are talking about the payroll register. 13-1, work together. Please open your accounting book to page 372. You will need work together page 327. Please complete the work. If you need assistance, please let me know. When you finish this exercise, please return back to this PowerPoint. Thank you for participating. It's time to go back to the class website for the next PowerPoint video.